The content of the video ignored the violence and subsequent war. Subsequent is very important.
Subsequent. That's so weird.
Let's give you an analogy. Imagine if a Nazi wrote a op-ed about a Jewish person complaining about the Holocaust. Well, the Allies were kind of being weird about the whole thing.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
I mean,
after we did it,
they're ignoring the subsequent firebombing of Dresden. I mean, what?
I'm sorry, I got so distracted by this meme. Well, Ben Shapiro, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for Israel.
Transwomen's is Autobots and Decepticons, respectively. They got to pick a side in the war for Cybertron.
I don't know about you, bro. You're a weird guy. I remember when you went on cam and you marched up and down your barracks with a gun and yelled school shooting.
Yeah. Yeah,
that sounds pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, Mimi. I don't give a fuck. Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of my voice chat. You think I fucking care about this idiot and the... That's just my opinion. All right, everybody, welcome to the Broken Walk podcast with Corvo here and my co-host Crypto. It's episode 28. So I wanted to talk about this. Mayor Mamdani did something unprecedented, which is he managed to fix the goddamn budget. He managed to balance the books somehow. So he inherited a $12 billion hole from Eric Adams. Now, it's speculated that Eric Adams intentionally, before he left, screwed up the books such that Mamdani wouldn't succeed in his communist endeavors. I don't know that for a fact. But I'm not. I wouldn't rule that out completely. So Mamdani was left with a pretty intense task, and in only 3 months managed to find $12 billion to solve the budget, and a large chunk of that came from state support. One might think, well, that's kind of like cheating, right? Like he just went to the state to go get those money. Well, the thing is, it's more like he was getting back New Yorkers' money because New York pays into the state, I think, $68 billion a year.
Yeah.
And which is 60% of the state's total budget.
Yeah.
But they get back only 40% of that, meaning they say 20% deficit.
This is typical, actually. I've talked to, for example, people from Illinois who suffer from the delusion that Chicago is costing them money when, in fact, it is always the cities that are completely subsidizing the surrounding, farmers in the countryside, right? Yeah, no, I mean the money flows from these metropolitan areas out to the rest of the states, and also from more metropolitan states to more rural states too at the federal level.
Yeah, like I checked this out the other day, and it's a common pattern. Like if you look at the Twin Cities in Minnesota, for example, they generate 66% of a state's individual income tax collection, which is 60% of state's overall revenue. It's the same thing with New York.
Yeah.
New York is even in a more precarious situation, I would say, because New York State really isn't anything without New York City. Right?
Yeah, I mean, who gives a shit, to be honest, about upstate New York? I mean, it's fine. It's just the rest of upstate New York is either, backwoods nothing, or it's just continued sort of East Coast rabble. I don't know. I mean, it's just a bunch of shitty. It's basically Ohio once you get north of New York City, right? There's not much to it.
Yeah. So Mamdani essentially managed to do politics, like actual politique, and he managed to leverage the city, telling them like, hey, you get most of your budget revenue from us, and you only get 40% back.
Yeah.
You can help us this one time close this budget gap, or we will have to take some other legal actions to help protect our revenue. And in the matter of 3 months, with special Mamdani communist magic, managed to solve an unbelievable budget crisis that I don't even think on a federal level, how long would a $12 billion gap on a federal, there would be, we had something similar.
At a federal level, a $12 billion gap is that's a rounding error.
Yeah, but it would still be enough to like shut down the government until the budget is resolved.
What? No, that's not true. No, that's not even remotely true. Did you know the Pentagon can't pass an audit?
What are we talking about with the Pentagon?
I'm saying there's nothing about. I'm saying there's what are we talking about with the Pentagon? We're talking about money going unaccounted for.
Let's see, Pentagon unaccounted funds. What? Hold on. The Pentagon failed 8 consecutive annual financial audits, making it unable to fully account for its trillions of dollars in assets and hundreds of billions.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Of billions in budget spending.
You think the government's going to shut down over $12 billion going missing? No, not even close. I mean, it depends on which $12 billion, right? If it were $12 billion going to help anybody, you could be sure they'd get real uppity about finding out where every cent went. But if it's going to bomb weddings in Syria or whatever, right? Well, then that's fine. Then you can lose trillions of dollars. Who gives a shit?
All right, fair enough. I learned something new. That
USA,
that State Department,
USA.
It's Pentagon is that in the DHS, Department of Homeland Security?
The Pentagon is the Defense Department.
Okay, well, Department of War now, I guess.
When they talk about the Pentagon, that's the building where the DOD is headquartered. Or sorry, okay. The Department of War is headquartered. Fuck, I forgot about that. We're not pretending that we're defending ourselves anymore.
After inheriting a historic $12 billion budget gap, Mayor restores New York City's fiscal health through aggressive saving, taxing the rich, partnership with Albany, and critical new investment. Mayor balances budget without slashing services, raising property taxes, or draining long-term reserves. Mayor refuses to let working New York foot the bill, secures historic tax on the rich. It's really amazing that this is kind of mind-blowing because it shows that this
isn't even that much money, to be honest. It brought in $500,000. That's not that big a fucking deal. Not for the wealthy of New York. It's not like nothing. Sorry, what did I say? Did I say $500,000? I meant $500 million. Excuse me.
Oh.
I think that's correct. I believe it was $500,000.
Probably. But I think this sets a dangerous or scary precedence for other politicians that kind of just do a lot of busy nothing work. That, yes, indeed, if you have someone who gives, it's just the fuck giving. Mamdani is an expert in fuck giving. He gives fucks and he manages to solve problem. And I think for a lot of, even federal, state, local politicians to be given this example that, someone can actually solve problems. What the fuck are you doing? Why are you not solving problems? Why is there budgeting issues?
By the way, you know where that $500 million, how that's targeted? So it's
property tax?
It's on property taxes, and in particular, it's designed to combat vacancy in high-end real estate, right?
Oh, so that way, places where no one lives.
Yeah, places where no one lives because they keep the prices too high because they're just waiting for someone to come along, right? The city's making it expensive to squat on property like that, and essentially that's going to force down rents at the high end, but that will have a trickle down effect and force down rents throughout the city. So it's a 2-for-1 kind of, right? It generates some money for the budget, not enough because obviously there has a $12 billion hole to fill in, but it did generate some money, and then also it will have the effect of making housing more affordable.
I'm thinking like an empty apartment is also lost revenue because that someone could live there, pay rent, be a member of society, paying for goods and services, paying taxes. So that's a huge revenue. Honestly, the only critique I would have is I think Mamdani is not going hard enough on the rich. I think he can do a lot worse. And I remember we did an episode on when Mamdani got elected, that there was this threat of a mass exodus which funnily enough would actually help balance property prices if there was indeed a mass exodus. But no, there was no mass exodus. No rich people left. They only postured to leave, but nothing actually happened. You can really... And also, New York is the place where, why wouldn't you want to live there? Like, it's a huge missed opportunity if you are a rich billionaire asshole. You either want to live in, I guess, California.
Yeah, let's be fucking real. I mean, what are these? They're gonna pack up and move to fucking Montana. I mean, what what are we talking about here, right? These people have the cities that they want to live in, and that because those cities have a fucking drawing power, and they're drawing the same thing that causes their drawing power also causes them to need a lot of money for maintenance. And so luckily you can get away with charging wealthy people pretty high taxes in places where rents are high, because in places where rents are high, that means wealthy people are all packing in, trying to outbid one another, going crazy in the real estate market, right? It's right. Okay. It's okay if you drive away the poorest of those suckers or whatever with a little bit higher tax. That's not the end of the world, considering what you'll pick up as a result of, skimming a little more fat off these fucking whales, right?
I mean, there certainly is a lot of. I know Gavin Newsom did like a.
No, it's incredible. I mean, these fucking ticks have gotten extremely bloated over the years.
Yeah, I mean, I think you said this a while ago that class inequality is worse than what it was during the French Revolution, and that the difference between the poorest and the richest are greater than they ever were, even greater than when we had kings, literal kings. Capitalists have acquired somehow more power than ancient kingdoms.
A higher relative degree of wealth, certainly. Yeah. Now, that's maybe not, I've talked about Rawls before or whatever, right? We can look and see, like, are the worst off people today better off than the worst off people then? And I mean, certainly if you're ill or whatever, or you need technology, you're better off. You're definitely spending way more of your life working for like less of a portion of what your work produces. You're definitely more economically exploited than a medieval serf. You certainly spend a larger percentage of your life devoted to, giving over to your boss.
Yeah, and the consequences of that is that warehouses end up burning down. That, if you look at that objectively, it's a crazy thing. I remember watching also this congressional hearing with a banker, and he was presented with a budget of an employee of his that would month by month, not even living paycheck to paycheck, but paycheck to paycheck, end up on a monthly basis in a deficit, meaning they work a full-time job, sometimes
I
even
think this was McDonald's.
A part-time job. Yeah, and even sometimes a part-time job, and they still end up having a deficit of minus $100, $200.
Yeah.
When you talk to these right-wingers or capitalist types, they often say hard work is rewarding in a capitalist system. Well, hard work, I mean, it seems like being homeless is a good alternative because they don't end up in a monetary deficit.
Those people would have a fucking nervous breakdown if they had to like flip burgers at a McDonald's for one day. I guarantee you they would not. They wouldn't last 2 fucking seconds in retail or whatever. They've never done any of that shit in their lives. Yeah. All these people talk a big fucking game, and then when you ask what their work experience is, it's like maybe they worked on a roofing crew or some, their uncle's roofing crew one summer or whatever, some bullshit, right? But like none of them have ever had to just endure, years of eating shit from the general public and all that stuff. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They have no fucking idea no clue what kind of work, like hard work is like. I mean, they think that, I swung a hammer. That's what hard work is. And once I put up a house.
The most brutal part of it is that the narrative has completely fallen apart because people work hard the entire life, and then they end up with less money every month than the previous month. What the fuck happened? Like, how did they get there? Why?
Well, no,
Why
they didn't work hard because you can tell they didn't work hard because they weren't paid well.
That's right. Well, they weren't innovative enough. They weren't innovative and lucky enough.
They should. Yeah, they should have. They should have been thinking about ways to like scam people using cryptocurrency. Like that's socially beneficial, and you can tell because the people who do it have made a lot of money.
And the people who didn't kill themselves, they kind of eliminate the losers of that system. Kind of just eliminated themselves. It's Darwinism, really.
Yeah.
Let me read. I saw this interesting section here. The mayor identified an additional 1.2 billion in savings by addressing systemic inefficiencies in critical programs, including improving access for special education students, reaching class size compliance, and strengthening city FHEPS. The city will also create a more predictable debt payment schedule, resulting in 1.64 billion in saving in fiscal year 2027 alone, without impacting retirees, their benefits, or
there's a little bit of games that are being played here because one of the things that they're doing is they are just delaying payments into city pension funds, right? But that's only that's one. Wait, hold on. That is 1.6 billion, right? That saves, and that's not that'll have to be paid eventually. But that at least is not, it doesn't have to be paid the same year that they also have to pay the other, $11 billion worth of shortfall or whatever, right? It's like it makes it, there is some point where that gap does have to be filled in, but it is a little, it's kicking part of the can down the road essentially. But that's I think kind of it is a sensible way to go when you're trying to deal with all this other debt at the same time, right? Like handle what you can. If you delay the rest until you can, buy yourself some time to deal with that stuff too.
I'd like to pivot this, by the way. I saw another article involving Mamdani by the Jerusalem Post. This title reads it sounds racist. I don't know why. When I read this, I'm like, this is kind of fucked up. This kind of feels anti-Semitic. I don't fucking know. Title is Mamdani shares Nakba Remembrance Day post featuring Zionist created art. The video interview was accompanied by shots showcasing a Visit Palestine poster created by Frank Krausers in 19.
This drives me nuts. Yeah, a quote unquote Zionist in 1936. I guarantee you don't know what their political opinions are in the same way you do a Zionist in 2026, right?
Right.
It's just not the same. Back then, there were people who were like, yeah, there should be a Jewish homeland, but they didn't necessarily think that it had to be like an ethno state, right? Like those people still existed back then.
Talked about this.
It's not fair. It's not fair.
So Noam Chomsky talked about this, that when he was a kid, he used to identify himself as a Zionist, and that, in his estimation, that did not mean the same thing as it.
There were a lot of people who felt that way. There were many people who felt that way, right?
Yeah.
All of the particulars about, there has to be a Jewish majority state, and that has to be enforced as a matter of policy, and like all that bullshit, right? And not to mention, just frankly not supporting the things that happened during the Nakba, whatever you believe about, whatever they might have believed about what they would want an eventual Israel to look like, right? There's all these layers of people who saying Zionist created here is like, well, it's like, well, what does that mean?
That sounds like something you would read at /Poll. This sentence here gets me. It's like, this sounds a bit weird, bro. Kraus was a Holocaust survivor and a Zionist Jew.
Why did they? Yeah, why?
Why? It sounds so weird.
Technically, Jew is a noun, but it sounds awful to say it that way. They're people, It's just like. It's really strange.
Say if they said
really emphasize
Jewish,
no, that's the aspect of them that they are. They are Jew. Like,
it should say Jewish Zionist. That would have sounded nicer.
Yeah. Well, even that, I mean, I don't, you don't necessarily have to wrap up every, I mean, you could just say, they're a Jewish person or something.
So let's read this article. Let's see what the Jerusalem Post says about this. Today marks Nakba Day, an annual day of remembrance to commemorate the expulsion of more than 700,000 Palestinians between 1947 and 1949 during the creation of the State of Israel and the year that followed. Mamdani's post accompanying the interview read, in the interview, Inea, who referred to as a survivor of the Nakba or catastrophe. I'm so stupid. Who he referred to as a survivor of the Nakba or catastrophe, described her family fleeing her home due to the Zionist coming into Jerusalem. Why is that? Yeah, that's a perfectly good statement. That makes sense. The Zionists did come to Jerusalem and they kicked her out, and that is a perfectly logical statement. Inea lamented her family's displacement and her alien status as she moved from country to country following her family's leaving Palestine. The content in the video ignored the violence and subsequent war launched against Israel by Arab residents.
Wait, hold on. Go back. Hold on.
I don't know what happened.
No. Yeah. Oh, God.
The website is crashing out.
I'm about to crash.
I'm not doing anything. I promise.
I know. But the timing on this is a nightmare. You have to read it again.
The content of the video ignored the violence and subsequent war. Subsequent is very important.
Subsequent. That's so weird. It's so strange that the thing that happened after they made the decision to flee. It was ignored.
It's like let's give an analogy. It's like let's give it an analogy. Imagine if a Nazi wrote a op-ed about a Jewish person complaining about the Holocaust. Well, the Allies were kind of being jerks about the whole thing.
Yeah,
what the fuck? I mean, after we did it,
they're ignoring the subsequent firebombing of Dresden. I mean, what?
The subsequent, they reacted in a very not cool way to our behavior. The arrogance of writing
this. It's ridiculous for us to write about Pearl Harbor when you're ignoring the subsequent firebombing of Dresden. All right.
War launched against Israel by Arab residents, and Arab residents mean what? What do you mean, Palestinians? Subsequent by Arab residents,
they're residing. They're residing. Okay,
yeah. They
don't live there. They're like in the same way that you when you're like in a hotel, you're sort of a visitor, right? You're residing there, but you don't really live there.
When we did a Crystal Nacht, some people there were kind of being weird about the whole thing. What the fuck?
Some people are just residing in the place where they were born. They are residents.
Neighboring Arab nations, including one-sided statements such as the Haganah, Irgun, and Lehi militias, amongst others, destroyed more than 400 Palestinian villages and cities, killing thousands of Palestinians and carrying out dozens of massacres. May 15 is the annual commemoration of the Nakba for Palestinians, their displacement, and the Nakba continue to this day. So the Lehi militia, these groups, Haganah, Irgun, and Lehi, were, during the formation of Israel, these were effectively, completely terrorist groups.
Without death squads.
Yeah, they went from place to place. The argument I've heard.
I mean, they literally poisoned wells, right?
I don't even want to go there. Even though that's true, let's not even look. If you're a right winger and you agree with us, fuck you. We hate you. Only left wingers are allowed to speak on this issue because we're correct and we're moral and we provide a universalist perspective, where right wingers just want to use this cynically to rag on Jewish people for just existing. Fuck all the right wingers. We just want to let people know we can talk about this intellectually without resorting to anti-Jewish racism. I'm not even gonna say as anti-Semitism. I don't, that term has been reduced to ridiculousness at this point. I'm just gonna call it anti-Jewish racism. Either way, so these groups, Haganah, Irgun, and Lehi, were very instrumental in putting. And the argument is that they were caught doing all these bombings and all these stochastic, actual planned terrorist plots, were to put pressure on the British so that they would eventually comply with the Zionist ambition. Now, the funny thing is that the Haganah, Irgun, and Lehi eventually formed the IDF. Operation Cast Thy Bread. Operation Cast Thy Bread was a top-secret biological warfare operation conducted by the Haganah and later the Israel Defense Forces that began in April 1948 during 1948 Palestine War. The Haganah used typhoid bacteria to contaminate drinking water wells in violation of the 1925 Geneva Protocol. Its objective was to frighten and prevent Palestinian Arabs from returning to their captured villages and to make conditions difficult for Arab armies attempting to retake territories. Fuck you to whoever wrote Arab armies, because it didn't just make it difficult for Arab armies. The operation resulted in severe illness among local Palestinian citizens. Well, thank you for that, for acknowledging that. In the final month of the war, the government of Israel gave orders to expand the biological warfare campaign into neighboring Arab states such as Egypt, Lebanon, and Syria, but they were not carried out. Israeli Prime Minister David Ben-Gurion and IDF Chief of General Staff Yigal Yadin oversaw and approved the use of biological warfare.
Keep reading. It's really funny.
Abba Eban, representative of the Jewish Agency for Palestine, strongly denied the operation and sought to block further investigations by accusing the Arab states of engaging in anti-Semitic incitement. Operation Cast. Why do they? Have you read Israeli operations? They sound so biblical and virtue signaling.
It's just so funny how it's literally the same thing every time. Like if you criticize Israel, even for something they did do, including biological warfare, they think you're gonna get called fucking anti-Semitic.
Israel vehemently denied the accusation of well poisoning and biological warfare against Palestinian Arabs, denouncing the Egyptian allegation as wicked libel. Israel said the 4 Israeli soldiers captured by Egypt troops in Gaza were there to observe military activities and evaluate the Arab population's morale. Abba Eban denied the well poisoning operation and attempted to block further investigation by accusing the Arab states of engaging in anti-Semitic incitement.
We know for a fact. I mean, we know they engage in this, right? I just didn't. I was getting annoyed because you were like, I don't want to. It sounds anti-Semitic to say that they poisoned the well during the Nakba, but they did. I mean, I don't have to tell you. And by they, I don't mean the Jews. I mean, I mean Israel.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, this is the problem: is you can't speak. You have to be very specific about what you mean. Otherwise, people will clip it, take it out of context, and do whatever. Talking about Israel. Israel sucks. I know many Jewish people that I like. I'm not going to throw them under the bus because Benjamin Netanyahu did something that's horrible or whatever, right?
Think about this from a sympathetic human to human, empathy kind of thing. What do you do if you're a Jewish person and you want to socially and politically distance yourself from Israel? That's got to be a very difficult endeavor.
You shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to. It's not. They're not. They don't speak absolutely. They don't speak for you. It's nonsense, right? I mean,
but they're making it public that this is for the Jews. We are doing this for the Jews.
Yeah, sure, right. And that's what the Klan says. So they say they're doing it for white people.
Yeah, and that's what ISIS says, that they're doing this for Muslims, and they end up
creating. Right. And all of these people. I don't think Muslims are obligated to go around, spreading talking about how much they hate ISIS. I don't think white people are obligated to go around spending their time talking about how much they hate the Klan. The fact that somebody else claims to speak for you. Right? I mean, anybody could make that claim. Fuck them. They don't,
Yeah, but I feel like that's a degree of logic.
I don't think it is fair to allow Israel to put that obligation on all other Jewish people to explain themselves, right? I mean, I don't agree with that, right? To me, that's letting Israel win. That's taking for granted, like, oh, okay, well, maybe the default is that, you know, a Jewish person is gonna prefer Israel's line of bullshit, and I'm just not, you know, I'm not gonna accept that framing.
I want to see what the reactions were to Mamdani's post.
Oh, on Twitter. I mean, I'm sure it was very reasoned, intelligent conversation. I'm sure there was a lot of really sensible things being said.
Look at this idiot. Saying 700,000 people shouldn't have been displaced in 1948 is just a euphemism for saying Israel shouldn't have been founded. You're hiding behind the phrase.
Also that true. Right?
This is,
I mean, that's a really weird thing to admit, that you're saying, well, yeah, the one thing required this atrocity. Saying that the Native Americans shouldn't have been wiped out through disease and warfare is just a euphemism for saying that America should have been founded. Gee, you're right. Yep, it's true. That would follow. Correct. That would be the implication. It's so funny to me too, because that means they're openly admitting that they're just reasoning backward from conclusions that they want, right? It must be the case that we come to the conclusion that Israel should have been founded, so then therefore whatever I have to believe to get there.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I got so distracted by this meme. Well, Ben Shapiro, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for Israel.
Yeah.
Now, this is posted by your Bubba. I don't know if I trust Bubba to be
this guy is
to be a cool guy.
This guy is for sure some fucking groiper. No, 100%.
Yeah.
No, I mean this split on the right wing is funny. It is funny to see Israel become a point of contention because there are just so many open anti-Semites now on the right wing that, like,
well, you know, the media has said that the condition for criticizing Israel in any capacity is anti-Semitism, and some people took that and said, "Well, I okay, sure, fair enough."
Yeah. Well, as in all things, they got the logic backward, and they're like, "Well, I'm an anti-Semite, so I do have permission."
Yeah.
Right. Like,
yeah. This was the biggest blunder. Like, Israel is the best country in the world at shooting itself in the foot. I cannot believe they could have turned this around in public opinion, but they chose to keep pushing.
They really got crazy about leaning on the go schizo button for like no reason. And it's like, you know, after a while, I mean, even Americans are going to notice, right? And it doesn't, and it's true, right? It doesn't help them that there are both people who are morally upstanding on the left who look at their behavior and go, "That's disgusting," and also anti-Semites who just hate them for who they are. Yep. That is true. That is true that they face both of those people.
Yeah.
And it's one of the only wedge issues that even exists on the right, you know, of course, right? Because the choice is between like evil and more evil, right? And so that's the only wedge issues you can kind of come up with for Republicans.
Yeah.
Should we be evil in this way or in this way? No. If we're for Israel, then we get to kill brown people. But if we're against Israel, maybe someday we'll get to kill the Jews. You know, that's their thinking, right? Like,
and you know, a good roadmap would be like, you got people like Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens. Do not believe a single word they're saying. These are professional liars and propagandists. Yeah. And I'm going to say here, I don't care what happens, they are absolutely anti-Semites, both of them. They're anti-Jewish racists. They do not like Jews, and that's their prime motivation. Is that they just don't like Jews, and they are stealing from left-wing populists And
What? Yeah. Well, oh no.
people,
Suddenly they give a shit about Palestinians. They care about
right,
Arabs.
after
Well, yeah,
slaughtering Muslims for so
sure.
long,
Yeah. No.
after slaughtering Muslims as invading
Yeah.
the West, all of a sudden,
yeah. No. I mean,
no, they
let's
don't
be
like
real.
they don't like
It's
they don't like
nonsense.
Muslims, and they do not like Jews. And I'm
Right.
not sure which one they dislike the most. It could be either way.
No, exactly, and that's true. That they don't like Muslims and they don't like Jews is true for basically all right wingers, right? The question is the
Yes.
degree to which they want to use one group to kill the other versus just glass the desert and let God sort them out, right? That's kind of their their line of thinking on it.
I've never heard of this guy. I think he's like a live streamer.
Man, the future sucks. Why are there so many? There's so many of these fucking dipshits out there. It's just this infinite sea of morons.
Yeah,
I don't want to have to know who Chud the Builder is. That's not a thing I want to have to hear in my fucking news. Jesus Christ.
Tough titties. No, you're gonna hear about it because this is also a very interesting.
That dude's name is Dalton. All right, Dalton. What'd you do? Racist content from a Dalton? I wouldn't have guessed. Shocking. Dalton eitherly? Jesus Christ.
Eitherly. Eat herly. Eat her lie. Eat her lie.
No.
I don't know.
His name is Racist McRacist.
Allegedly known for posting videos with racist content online, appeared in court Friday morning on charges including attempted murder after he shot a man outside a Tennessee courthouse, according to authorities. Dalton Eat Her Lie, who goes by Chud the Builder online, got into an argument with another man, identified by officials as Joshua Fox, outside the Montgomery County Courthouse in Clarksville. It was a very easy ride. It was very quick. Like he committed a crime and instantly taken to the courthouse. It's a very streamlined criminality. Wednesday afternoon, according to an arrest warrant. Eterli, 28, turned his body in a bladed stance toward Fox and reached for a firearm in his jacket pocket, after which a physical altercation happened. The warrant said, I'm not sure how Etherly fired his weapon.
Yeah,
and
I think it's eitherly would be my guess, but it could be otherly. I don't know.
Yeah. Fox, who is black, is a disabled veteran and a loving father of 3 amazing children whose life has been severely impacted by this injustice, his mother, Carolyn Smith, said. Italy's track record on social media reveals a history of posting videos of him using racial slurs towards black people and other minorities, including at least one instance of using force against a black person. The streamer often refers to black people as chimps in his online videos. After Wednesday's shooting, Italy livestreamed himself speaking to first responders. He recounted walking past a group of people who Italy said were laughing and pointing at me. Italy said he was told to walk away by one unidentified man in the group, who then approached Italy saying, I have PTSD. He said, you start saying all that chimp out shit to me and I'ma hit you. And he hit me. He started wailing on me, even after I had to defend myself by shooting him, as he said in the video. Yeah.
Had to. Couldn't have just, not compared him to a chimpanzee.
Yeah, so this entire story, what it really sounds like is this guy was being himself, doing what he usually do, which is just mess with black people. And apparently there was a video of him recording himself just bullying a black person. So he started an interaction. He provoked a guy.
Well, they said they were laughing at him or something. I don't who knows?
No, what happened is there were black people enjoying themselves, and he was like, "This is bullshit, bro. Can you believe I'm a white man?"
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they were laughing at him or whatever. First of all, they are allowed to just laugh at him. That is an allowed thing. And I don't know. I guess technically he is allowed to say the things that he said, but I mean, at a certain point, right? Like now, the fact that this was by a courthouse is extra. That makes things crazy because like some of those people may not have been in a position where they were like allowed to leave or yet. You know what I mean? Like if they had an upcoming court appearance to make or something like that. So like,
Could be.
duty to retreat could be totally different, and you know what I mean. Like I don't know.
It could be that the courthouse is where all the cool kids hang out.
Well, it sounds like this motherfucker should have just been going to his was like supposed to be leaving the court for the day, and then I don't know why the other people were there. Is what I'm saying, right? Oh God, and he has oh God, and again, this is a thing he keeps doing, huh? Theft of services, disorderly conduct, resisting arrests. Jesus. Resisting arrest is a funny one because they can slap that on for any reason, but it's like this is a white dude with a mustache. Like if he's getting resisting arrest, that means he like punched a cop or something in the face. This guy is nuts.
Yeah, so why this became like a huge deal is because he provoked a situation, and then when someone responded, he thought it as an opportunity to just try to kill people.
Yeah, right? Well, it's the same playbook.
He was set out to hurt black people.
It's the same playbook as what's his nuts, the kid that looks half retarded. What's his name?Rittenhouse.
Oh, Nick Shirley?
No, Rittenhouse. Oh. No, sorry. No, Shirley's like 75%.
I think this is probably more egregious than Rittenhouse because he set out that day to just go out and mess with people. Like he has a history.
Rittenhouse did too.
Well, Rittenhouse didn't have a history of.
He got in that car with a gun for a reason. I mean, I'm sorry, but
also this is
as soon as he did that, he set out to kill somebody for sure.
I don't know if this is fucked up of me, but this looks like a racist. This is what you would expect a 1940s racist to look like. Like
that guy. I don't know. Yeah. That guy. He looks like he has problems. He looks like he's got a lot of problems. Looks like life is not gone well. What's wrong with his shirt? Why is his? I get maybe got yanked by the collar or something, but it's like the shirt is too big for him.
You want to do this where we invite people?
Sure.
And just debate them.
See what these idiots
by the way,
have to say.
This could all completely be cut out. By the way, don't take this with a grain of salt.
Yeah. No, I got
you. So the prompt is: are trans women? Come to voice chat and let us know your opinion. Oh, Canada Warrior. Let's see. Hey, yo, what's up?
Nah, trans women is Autobots and Decepticons, respectively. They gotta pick a side in the war for Cybertron.
What?
Yeah, man. All that trans stands for Transformer, bro. They Cybertronians. They from Cybertron. They gotta decide their place in the war. So no, they aren't women. They're Autobots or Decepticon. You've seen the movies.
Is Optimus Prime a man or a woman?
He's an Autobot.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You said he's an Autobot. Why'd you say he's an Autobot?
That's because that's what Bumblebee calls him.
Okay.
And Bumblebee knows everything.
Are all the Transformers referred to as he?
Nope. Some of them go by she. But they don't have dicks and pussies.
Huh, interesting. That's
They're
interesting.
Autobots, they just got guns and shit. They just shoot each other.
So you're saying that they have a gender despite the fact that they don't have dicks or pussies.
It's like when you become black, you decide if you're a blood or a crip. It's the same deal.
When you become black, when does that happen? What day does that? When do you?
I decided I was black about 15 minutes into life because I looked in the mirror and saw like a bonobo.
You decided it. You said time to be black.
Oh, yeah. Jesus Christ!
It's like, look, see, I'll turn on the camera.
That is fucked.
See, look, I saw the bonobo looking back. I was like,
okay. What are we? I'm not. Kind of warrior. You're joking, right? Like you're being
I'm memeing out. I'm memeing out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't. Yeah, I thought that
he's being
silly. I'm stupid enough to be out here talking about Autobots and Decepticons and Bloods and Grips. What the fuck?
Okay.
I
don't know, bro.
When people choose to be black, they have to pick either
Canada
gloves
Warrior.
or grips.
Canada Warrior, I don't know about you, bro. You're a weird guy. I remember when you went on cam and you marched up and down your barracks with a gun and yelled school shooting.
Yeah. Yeah,
that sounds pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie.
That's normal barrack stuff.
That sounds pretty funny.
That's what goes on in the barracks because we
you
are
just
also
walk up and down the
barracks.
barracks with guns and yell school shooting.
Yeah, sometimes I had a machine gun, so it would make sense too. If anybody was going to do it, it was going to be me. Yeah. I had the best part.
Well, for a lot of reasons, actually.
Yeah, mainly because I'm a Decepticon. But
now, are you a male Decepticon or a female Decepticon?
I can't comment on such a thing because now that I'm a Decepticon, I don't have a gender.
No,
I think Canada Warrior. We got a new person here. Let's bring.
You guys take care.
Thank you, bro. You too. Oh, they're left. Fuck it. This is how this shit is gonna go. I'm just gonna ping everyone. Okay, let's see. Yeah, what's up? I've room Bean. What's up? How you doing?
Neat. Also, it's not pronounced I room. It's pronounced IV room.
Okay, whatever. Or trans women. What do you have to say about that?
Are trans woman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My opinion, no. They're men.
What men? Who?
Wrong.
What kind of men?
What?
Which man?
I don't understand what you're trying to ask me.
Which man is a trans woman? You said they're men.
You know what? You know what? Actually, let's say that trans women are woman because the word woman has the word man in it.
Yeah, but which man are they? Like, if a trans woman is a man, which man? Like, you pick a guy.
What do you mean, which man?
Yeah, but you said they're men. Which guys are they?
Yeah, which one?
Which one?
I don't know. It depends, I guess.
Oh, that's not correct. You have to answer quickly. You have to understand these things. Which man is trans?
Which man is trans?
Man.
Damn, learn how to use your shit, you fucking dumblet.
Yeah, I'm gonna just head out because I don't understand what you're trying to ask me right now.
I don't have facts to back this up.
Yeah, what's up, Domo boy? How you doing, bro? Trans women.
Huh?
Are trans women?
Yes, I mean, they say they changed genders, but they didn't really because they're still a woman. I mean, they're still the same person.
Okay.
Oh, sweet God Almighty! Yes, but no.
Yeah, I don't. Trying to think of how to interpret what you're saying. So you're saying they become the gender they always thought they were, so it's not really changing. Is that what you're saying?
Well, like, they're the same person, so they're not really changing genders. They just think they are.
So a trans woman is a woman?
Yes.
Well,
okay.
I'm happy with that.
Okay, but they change how they present to the world, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to kick this person out.
Yeah,
we got a new one. Yo, what's up, V? Is a fallen angel. How you doing, bro?
Hi.
There.
Yeah, what's up? All trans women. Give us your opinion. We value your opinion so much.
As a trans woman, I have to say yes.
Well, good.
Good. And all my sisters are trans women.
Yeah,
and
but
we are women.
Can you not understand how that's boring from our perspective? Because obviously we agree with you.
Yeah, you're supposed to argue with us.
Yeah, you're supposed to argue.
I think the people that want to argue that trans people and trans women and trans men, obviously.
I don't want to sit there in agreement. That's so boring. Just say like, yep, all the things you said.
Yeah, it's over.
Oh, trans women. Do you agree or not?
Hello.
How's it going? Are trans women women?
Yes and no.
Trans women. I just add more people in here. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, we'll make it crazy. Ominous, what do you think?
Can I give my reason as to why I say that?
All right, let's hear it.
The
Yes and
reason
no.
why
Why yes and no?
The reason why I say yes is that trans women may do everything to look like a woman and act like a woman. They get what's it called? Testosterone to change their voice. But it
No,
doesn't
they get
really
estrogen.
change.
No, a
I
trans woman gets
forgot what it's
estrogen
called.
usually.
I forgot what it's called. The reason why I say no is that no matter how much they may change, their DNA still shows up as a male.
That is racist. Fuck you,
Do you
Mimi.
usually make determinants on the basis of DNA tests?
Well, not really, because I'm still educating myself on this a little, but I do consider them women. That's just the one factor that for me will just because I have a sibling that is trans, and I have a partner that is also trans. So
Fuck it. I'm
for
just gonna throw
me,
people in here. I go fuck.
for me, in order for it to really prove to me that they are a woman, it has to be documented and can you can you not do that? Very hard to speak.
Jesus
Oh
Christ.
God. God. Okay, I'm sorry for having an opinion.
Fun? This really isn't all that fun.
But
Each time when I come here, I am abused.
that's really my answer. I'm gonna
All right,
just give
Mimi.
a yes.
I go fuck. Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of my voice chat. You think I fucking care about this idiot and the that's just my opinion. All right, Anthony, you had an opinion? Trans woman. Anthony Ominous, one of you gotta talk. One of you gotta talk. Say something about trans women. Trans women. Are they women's?
No,
Oh no, what happened? How did they become not women's?
they had dicks. They can't be. Wait, can it be? And
Go ahead.
and whatever there is that girl you kicked out said.
No,
What?
don't worry about what she said. Form your own thought. Think for yourself. Why is a trans woman is a woman? Why do you not agree?
Because they were originally males.
I
So?
don't have facts to back this up.
So you were originally a baby, right?
Yeah.
Are you still a baby?
No.
Okay.
What? You're not a baby?
No.
But you were originally, right?
Yeah.
So
What happened?
I got
yeah, but
old.
I don't understand. How's that possible? You originally were a baby. So you're a baby.
I think you broke
You
his
just said
brain.
that you just said that you just said that they can't be a woman because they used to be a man, right?
Mhm.
But you used to be a baby, so so you're still a baby, right?
No, that's different
Oh, it's different. Why is it different?
because I got older.
Oh, okay. So what?
Honestly, I don't know.
Yep, that sounds about right.
You had your chance and you gobbled its balls.
Oh
Get the
boy.
fuck out of my voice chat, you fucking imbecile. Fucking dipshit. Yo, what's up, Dirt? How you doing, bro? Oh, Dirt, you're a trans person. You're gonna agree with this.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, okay, cool. That's what we want. More agreement.
Yeah, exactly.
If I ever catch you in my voice chat again, I'm okay. All right, that's episode 28.
That was pretty bad. Bye, everybody.
I mean, that's kind of a fun segment. I don't know. We can do stuff with that.
It was all right.